Netflix has announced that the crackdown on password sharing, which we have long seen as a warning, has now commenced in the United States. They've done some test things of this in places like Argentina for reasons that beg our understanding. Yeah, they've been testing in the Southern Hemisphere for a while. Yep. And so now they've brought it to the U.S. And so basically what you're going to get is if they catch you password sharing, you can add users to your account for $7.99 a month per user. Per user. And if not, they may just ban your account. The streamer has said that the reason for this is that 100 million households that use Netflix worldwide share accounts. That's 43% of its global user base. I am sure that their shareholders are like, hey, there's this whole group of people who are using your service and not paying you for it. Please get money. And so this is how Netflix is doing it. So this would be in addition to your standard prices, which they've now changed. And raised. Right. So the ad-supported standard is $6.99 a month. That gives you 2 devices at a time. Basic, which is 1 device at a time but no ads, is $9.99. Standard, which is 2 devices, no ads, is $15.49. And Premium, which is 4 devices at a time, is $19.99 a month. And again, add $7.99 a month for password sharing. Question. Does this mean that it will be $7.99 a month for another profile to be created? Basically another user. I think they're tracking it by IP address. Okay, so then the two devices that are included in that standard plan are probably just 2 devices at a time still. But do they have to be at the same IP address, or is it legitimately just a... That is unclear at this stage. Oh, fantastic. I love it when there's transparency. Someone in the chat said, now you have to pay more for a service with no content. Seems legit. I mean, to be fair, Netflix has a lot of content. Somebody did an analysis. It just Netflix originals. Somebody said if you watch 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it would take you something like 130 years to watch everything that's been produced on Netflix. Okay. So there you go. They're doing this. What are your thoughts on this? Would you actually let's be a little more direct. Would you, let's say, a younger cousin or a younger sibling or a friend who doesn't want to pay the whole thing, would you say, hey, look, kick me $7.99 a month and you can have access to my thing? Do you think that's a fair price? You can be honest. No, but okay, so I think that it might have been a better route to possibly take a page out of Spotify's book and do a family premium plan instead, which would provide that ability to just here's your spot. So college kids and stuff like that. College kids. Your parents are paying for the Netflix, but you go to college, so here's your college thing. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I am on my mom's Spotify premium plan still. It was a Christmas gift to our family. It was a really big cool thing. That's actually kind of a cool gift. Dang, yeah, it was a really cool. It's awesome. That's pretty solid. I hadn't even thought about doing that as a gift. Yeah, that's solid. And she's maintained it this entire time. It's been almost 9 years now, and it's just been really, really good because we can still share things back and forth and whatever. I feel like that might have been a better solution to what Netflix is doing. I do feel like because of not only them kind of axing a lot of the content that they haven't created off their platform, right? Added in with them going after password sharing, I am, and don't take this as gospel because I am clearly not an expert in this, but I am foreseeing that there are going to be some significant drops in subscriptions. I agree with you 100%. So my biggest gripe about this, all right, Netflix, pay attention, right? $7.99? Yeah. $3.99 would be more reasonable. That's what I'm looking for, right? And I'm thinking about my kiddo, right? And if she was going off to college, which she's not old enough yet, but I'm thinking about my kiddo. If they were look, for $2.99, $3.99 a month, you can add her as a separate base user and do that stuff, then yeah, I would say that's a reasonable price, especially considering, let's go back and look here, kids, the base ad-supported tier of Netflix is $6.99 a month. So you're going to make the add-on user thing more than the base ad-supported tier. which I think they actually did do intentionally to push people to just open their own accounts.
I believe so.
And so my guess is we really want you to just open your own account. Mm-hmm. So we're going to make it more expensive than the base account by $1 a month.
And then
we get more stuff
into that decision
and into that ad-supported tier.
I just had a thought. I'm wondering if because of the way that they do their viewer tracking, this is why that they have made that kind of like that push for people just to make their own account, because it has been leaked, right? That Netflix counts views on things, first-time viewers, as somebody who creates a new account and what show they go to first.
Yeah, that's the first view metric, which is a really strong metric for a show.
Yes.
All Netflix paid accounts should be ad-free, says the chat. So I'm going to say this. The days of ad-free streaming are gone.
The days of ad-free anything are gone.
And the reason for that is this. What most of the streamers have learned is that due to the cost of hosting all this stuff and the speed at which you've got to do it, I mean, they're having to maintain some very large pipelines out of wherever they're doing their hosting.
Their servers have to be hefty.
In order to have, HD level streaming, right? It's not cheap. And so what I think they learned is that subscription service alone costs and what people would be willing to pay for a subscription service. Because I'm sure if you were willing to pay $24.99, which is, again, why I think Netflix's premium tier with no ads is $19.99 a month.
Yeah.
Right?
I think that also includes, 4K streaming, if I'm...
Yep, it does. And so...
You okay over there, Pete?
So it doesn't surprise me. And again, I would guess that the reason they're putting it at the price point they are is to get people to open their own accounts.
Yeah.
That being said, again, I think that the fair thing to do and the reasonable number to throw on this is probably $3.99 a month. Somebody else brought up people deployed military. And that was actually one of the things that came up during...
There was a lot of outrage about that.
During this whole password sharing, and I actually think this is still going to be an issue now, and I think they're going to get a lot of blowback for this, because if you're deployed and in a spot where you have internet, you should be able to use your own Netflix stuff, but you're not going to be in the same country as your
account.
Your account,
right.
and the same country as your spouse who is not deployed or other people.
Right.
And so, it's beefy.
I was actually, Time Night in TikTok actually brings up a really good point. Pete and I have actually joked about the fact that we've gone through all of this progress and chest beating about unplugging from cable and getting away from commercials and all of these things, and now we're just recreating cable.
But it's almost recreating cable with the way that we always kind of hoped cable would be, which is...
Possible?
Everybody always used to gripe. It's like, okay, I pay cable. I used to have cable. I don't anymore.
Right.
When you had cable, you get cable for the 9 channels on cable that you would watch, and
PBS.
then there's these 70 other channels that you don't give a crap about.
Right.
And everybody was like, why don't we have a system where we can just pick and choose? That's basically
the system.
The streaming has become that cable bundling system that we all kind of wanted for a long time. And cable has ads too.
That's true.
This is how these guys think. They should give service members deployed free Netflix. It'd be a huge PR win. It would be. They won't.
They won't because it's money. However,
it's expensive.
It would be that in itself would very much, one, it would help with stress reduction for the troops, and 2, it would actually look very good on them.
The issue is,
especially for most people who...
The biggest issue there is verification. That's really the hardest part. Is, are you actually deployed? We don't know.
Right.
When I was deployed last time, my platoon bought satellite internet, right? And so we bought a huge dish and then a receiver and everything else, and we split it up as a platoon. It was very expensive, but once you broke it to 40 guys, it was cheaper. And we ran our own Cat5 cable, digging trenches to each of our chews and things like that. But the IP address showed us in Germany. So when you went to Google, you actually went to google.de because that was where the base station was that we were getting from Eurosat.
Yep.
Right? And so that was the issue, is that we were deployed to northern Iraq and it thought we were in Germany.
I mean, when I was in Germany, it actually thought that I was over in the UK for the longest time.
I also don't know how this is going to work with VPNs.
Yeah, that will be very interesting to see, especially considering there is a huge rise in the use of VPNs just in general, which I don't blame anybody for.
Yeah.
So as VPNs become more mainstream and you can put them on just about any device, doing that with Netflix and trying to cut that for password sharing would be very interesting.
Yep. So I think it's going to take probably about a quarter or two, but I'm curious to see what happens to Netflix subscriber base after this. Good luck, Netflix.
Hey nerds, thanks for watching. Visit gamersheavenpnw.com for our merch store, which you can get cool shirts like this and rep some of my awesome art. Also, like and subscribe for more content so we can make more videos for you.